doing our own ground search to see if we can locate any information related to Sebastian Rogers. And then in the middle of all this searching, all of this stuff going on, we've got his mother and her husband, his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, getting in their RV and leaving. They were called out by Nancy Grace, and we thought that it was over. They were moving back home. For whatever reason, they left. Well, we heard from some of the neighbors in one of the a few of the Facebook groups, that they haven't been there since the Easter weekend. They have left this house. They have left this boy behind. They have not done anything to help search. They keep, every time we turn around, they're running away and lying and telling us a bunch of horse crap. We're hearing that the house is going to be on the market by June for $799,000. How true that is, I don't know until it's listed, right? But we're all hearing it in the back chats. So when you start hearing stuff like this going wild in the back chat, it makes you feel like there is some semblance of truth and that this was leaked by a valid and a legitimate source. I don't know who it was. I have no clue. What I know is that Seth found his glasses, or what they thought was his glasses. We learned later this morning that the law enforcement has said that those are not associated with Sebastian Rogers. Let me see if I can find that post. I hadn't been on here. I was going to come on here a little bit earlier and give you guys updates, but the updates and stuff were kind of staggered, and of course I'm doing this plus the YouTube page, so I'm trying to keep everything balanced as much as possible and not crossing over each other and getting enough distance between each video drop and the information. But it's getting a little skewed, especially with the glasses, because one's saying, they got glasses and searches, and the next one's like, okay, the glasses aren't associated. It's just the news cycle. You get new information. You got to pump that stuff out. And so right now we've got massive searches. So this is what it says. It says that this person is in Trousdale County, and he literally drove by this, and there's a huge pond served by multiple law enforcement agencies. There's emergency vehicles, officers standing around the edge of the pond and looking into the water. And because we know that all of this in and around Hendersonville is associated with, can find something that leads to his whereabouts. Anything. We need anything. We're looking for glasses, the last clothes he wore, him, I'm almost wanting to just, have the eye of the tiger on my phone and just be singing it through the woods as we're working, It's just a lot of stuff, but when I come back to the case, it's the Proudfoot's behavior. When I had to identify it, sometimes I go back and I really analyze things, and I'm like, what made me feel this way? What changed my mind about this situation? I really try to do an internal checklist to find out what made me, especially in light of no real forensic or evidence that's pointing a finger to somebody. Why am I feeling this way? And when I had to go back and really identify what changed my mind, what made me start looking at the Proudfoots, it was their behavior. It was their behavior. It was just something wasn't right when they kept telling their story. It was Chris always interjecting and answering questions for Katie. It was Katie's story constantly having new additions added to it. It was Chris having the scratches on him. It was the fact that they weren't really searching. And then when we asked them why they weren't searching, they tell us the cops told them to stay in the house. And then on that very same day, we catch them out having barbecue. And it's like, you're out, you can leave the house to go eat, but you can't leave the house to go search for your son. And then after that was when they pulled out of their house the first time and decided to run off to Mississippi. And everybody's like, what in the actual F are you doing? Your son is missing. Do you even consider what happens if he comes home? I mean, he is autistic. He has been out in the woods for quite a significant amount of time, and they're running away from home and considering to sell their home? In 30 days of this child, it's their behavior. If I had to identify what makes me feel like they are so guilty, it's not the evidence that we have right now. It's them. It's the Proudfoots. It's Katie. It's Chris. It's them. Are there interviews somewhere I can watch? Oh, yes, all over the place. What is